In this video, you will learn how to set up your schedule and register for classes using Schedule Planner. Schedule Planner allows you to input all of the classes for which you have been advised, and then review every possible schedule available to you where those classes do not conflict. This should allow you to efficiently identify the best possible schedule in the least amount of time. So here's how it works. Begin by logging into Self-Service Carolina and selecting the Student tab. Next, navigate to the Registration menu and select Schedule Planner from the bottom center column. You will now select the semester or term for which you're trying to register. You will then select your USC campus. Then, simply click the Save and Continue button to proceed to the Schedule Planner homepage. You will want to begin setting up your schedule by adding the courses recommended to you by your advisor. To do this, simply click on the Add Course button. From here, you can use the drop-down menus to add the courses for which you've been advised. Simply type in the subject abbreviation or scroll through the menu to select the correct subject. Then use the next drop-down box to select the appropriate course within that subject. Once you have located the correct course, hit the Add Course button and you will see your course added to the courses list on the right side of the screen. There is no reason to navigate away from the Add Course page to add your remaining courses. Simply continue using the drop-down menus to add the rest of the courses for which you've been advised. Once all of your courses have been added to the courses list, click the Done button to return to the Schedule Planner homepage. Now, it's very important to pay attention to this next step. This is where the most common mistake occurs, and it can potentially lead to registration errors. I know you're excited to get your schedule and sign up for classes, but do not hit the Generate Schedules button yet. It is important to know that some sections of courses are reserved for specific student populations, and if you are not a member of that student population, then you will not be able to register for that particular section of the class. This includes populations such as Honors College students, TRIO Opportunity Scholars, and students in the International Accelerator Program, just to name a few. So before generating your schedule options, you need to first deselect any restricted sections so that you only see options for courses for which you can actually register. This can be done by clicking on the Options buttons next to each of your courses on the Schedule Planner homepage. Courses that are likely to be restricted typically have a letter included in the section number. You should begin looking for restricted sections by checking the section numbers to see whether or not a letter is included. Once you locate a section with a letter in the number, click on the blue information icon and review the Notes section to determine whether or not that section is indeed restricted. For instance, this section is restricted to students in Preston College. So if you are not a Preston College student, then you will want to deselect this section by unchecking the box to the left. You will then want to continue this process for all other sections. Now keep in mind, if you are a member of the population for which a section is restricted, you may wish to include only those sections. For instance, if you're a Capstone Scholar, you may want to deselect everything except for the sections with a C in the section number, or in other words, only select the sections reserved for Capstone Scholars. Once you have deselected all restricted sections, click the Save and Close button to return to the Schedule Planner homepage. You will now want to repeat this process and remove any restricted sections from each of your other courses. Once all restricted sections have been removed, you are now ready to hit the Generate Schedules button and review your schedule options. And as you begin reviewing those options, you will find it helpful to hover your cursor over the magnifying glass icon. This will give you a glimpse of the calendar view, which will give you a good idea of what your typical week will look like. Once you find a schedule you like, click the View button to review the details more closely. From here, you can review all of the information pertaining to each of the classes in your schedule. One important thing to take note of is the number of seats remaining in each of your courses. If there is only 1 or 2 seats available in a course that you really need for the upcoming semester, you may wish to go ahead and register for that course first and then return to Schedule Planner to select your remaining courses. Otherwise, if you continue shopping your possible schedule options, you run the risk of another student obtaining that last available seat before you have a chance to do so. Scrolling down will allow you to take a closer look at the calendar view. You may also find it helpful to use the lock icon feature to narrow your schedule options. If you lock a section of a course into your schedule, you will only see other schedule options that have that particular section of the course in it. This is helpful when you like some, but not all options within any particular schedule. As you can see here, by locking in 3 of these 5 courses, we reduce our total schedule options from over 1,000 down to just 37. This can potentially make it far easier to find sections of the 2 remaining courses to go with the 3 that we already know we like. And once you find a schedule you're happy with, you will want to click on the Send to Shopping Cart button because you're done shopping for your courses. You will then be prompted to send your schedule of courses back into Self-Service Carolina. Simply click the OK button. It is very important to note that you are not actually registered for classes until you click the Register button here in Self-Service Carolina. At this point, you should officially be registered for classes. It is important, however, to check and make certain that there weren't any registration errors, which will appear like this on your registration screen. If you did receive a registration error, check with your advisor or nearest orientation leader to help identify the source of the problem. If there were no errors, then you have completed the registration process. Congratulations and welcome to Carolina.